Welcome to Pharmanops. In this part, let us learn about parasympathomimetics, which are also called as cholinomimetics or cholinergic drugs. Parasympathomimetics are the drugs which produce actions similar to that of acetylcholine. They either by directly interacting with cholinergic receptors, for example, cholinergic agonist, or by increasing the availability of acetylcholine at the sites that are anticholine or anticholine esterases drug. So this is classification of parasympathomimetics. It is classified as cholinergic agonists which act directly, while anticholinesterases they act indirectly by inhibiting the enzyme acetylcholinesterase. The acetylcholinesterase is an enzyme which causes metabolism of ACH. Therefore, these drugs inhibit the enzyme and thus prevent the metabolism of ACH. Cholinergic agonists, cholinesters, acetylcholine, methacholine, carbachol, bithanicol, alkaloids, muscarine, pilocarpine, arecolin, indirectly acting agents which are classified as reversible and irreversible, carbamates, physostigmine, neostigmine, pyridostigmine, idrophonium, rivastigmine, donepezil, galantamine, acridine, that is tacrine, irreversibly acting anticholinesterases are organophosphates, diflos, ecothiopate, malathion, diazinon, soman, tabune, sarin. Carbamates are carbalin, propoxyl. Next is action of parasympathetic systems. The parasympathetic system acts on heart, which causes depression. It depresses the heart rate and conduction is decreased. Acetylcholine hyperpolarizes the SA nodal cells and decreases their rate of diastolic depolarization, results in bradycardia. At the AV node and his Purkinje's fiber, refractory period is increased and conduction is slowed. Next action is on bronchus. They result in bronchoconstriction. Therefore, ACH or parasympathetic drugs which are contraindicated in asthmatic patients because of bronchial muscles are constricted and which results in bronchospasm, and it may precipitate the attack of bronchial asthma. Next is GIT. It stimulates the GIT. Peristalsis are increase in movements. Bladder, it stimulates the bladder, increases urine outflow. It stimulates meiosis, dilation of constriction of pupil. Glands are also stimulated and increase in secretions, for example, increase in salivation. Secretion of secretion from all parasympathetically innervated glands is increased via M3 and M2 receptors, for example, sweating, salivation, lacrimation, increased tracheobronchial and gastric secretions. The effect on pancreatic and intestinal gland is not marked, thus, the secretion of milk and bile is also not affected. Cholinergic agonists, they are directly acting agents. It is esters of choline and natural alkaloids that are acetylcholine, muscarine, nicotine, pilocarpine. These are natural alkaloids. Arecholine is natural alkaloid. Synthetic derivatives are methacholine, carbachol, bithanicol. Cholinomimetic alkaloids, for example, pilocarpine. It is obtained from the leaves of Pilocarpus microphyllus. Muscarine, it occurs in poisonous mushrooms, Amanita muscaria. Arecolin, which is natural alkaloid, it is found in betel nut, Areca catechu, and has muscarinic as well as nicotinic actions. Methacholine has maximum action on myocardium. Bethanechol is mainly used for its action on urinary bladder, and pilocarpine is used in glaucoma due to its pupillary constriction. It is a myotic action. Pilocarpine is applied to eye. It penetrates the cornea and causes miosis. The ciliary muscles are contracted and fall in intraocular tension, and it lasting effect for 4 to 8 hours. Pilocarpine is used only in eye as 0.5 to 4% drops. Directly acting agents pilocarpine and civimelin are used to treat the dry mouth, that is Sjogren syndrome, and which is caused by radiation damage of salivary glands. So these two drugs are used. Next is indirectly acting agents. These drugs act by inhibiting the enzyme acetylcholinesterases, and the reversible anticholinesterases are physostigmine, neostigmine, pyridostigmine, idrophonium, tacrin, donepezil, galantamine, and rivastigmine. These drugs act reversibly. So physostigmine, which is naturally occurring tertiary amine. So this is important. It is a tertiary amine, lipid soluble, and tacrin, donepezil, galantamine, rivastigmine are also lipid soluble drugs. Um, and other quaternary drugs which are lipid insoluble. Due to high lipid solubility, physostigmine can be administered orally, and it can cross the BBB and the corneal membrane. Physostigmine, which is used in glaucoma as a myotic drug, and in belladonna atropine poisoning as a specific antidote. So in atropine poisoning, physostigmine is used as an antidote. Next drug is neostigmine. It is preferred in treatment of myasthenia gravis. So neostigmine is used in myasthenia gravis. It does not produce adverse effect in CNS because it does not cross BBB, and it has a direct NM receptor agonistic action. It can also be used for in treatment of cobra bite. Cobra venom contain the compound that cause skeletal muscle paralysis, post-operative paralytic illness, atony of urinary bladder, and the reversal of competitive skeletal muscle relaxants. So these are the uses of neostigmine. These are comparative features of physostigmine and neostigmine. So the source physostigmine, it is a natural alkaloid from Physostigma venenosum, calabribine. Neostigmine, which is a synthetic. Chemistry: physostigmine is tertiary amine derivative. Neostigmine is quaternary ammonium compound. Oral absorption of physostigmine is good because it is lipid soluble, and neostigmine is poor oral absorption. CNS sections are present in physostigmine, absent in neostigmine. Applied to eye. Physostigmine is applied to eye and it penetrates to cornea. Neostigmine, which is poor penetration. Direct action on NM cholinereceptors is absent in physostigmine and present in neostigmine. Predominant effect on autonomic effectors in case of physostigmine, and in skeletal muscles in neostigmine. Important use of neostigmine is mitotic, used in glaucoma, and neostigmine is used in myasthenia gravis. These are some doses, and duration of action of physostigmine is 4 to 6 hours. In eye, 6 to 24 hours. Neostigmine duration of action is 3 to 4 hours. And reversible anticholinesterases. Next drug is idrophonium. It is short-acting synthetic drug and is useful in diagnosis. Idrophonium is used in diagnosis of myasthenia gravis. 1 to 2 milligram IV dose of idursulfonium, which improves the skeletal muscle activity if the weakness is due to myasthenia gravis, whereas it worsens the condition if it is due to cholinergic crisis. Next is Tacrin. It is a drug of choice for Alzheimer's disease, but it is due to several limitations, frequent dosing requirement, hepatotoxicity, diarrhea. It is contraindicated. Other drugs like donepezil, rivastigmine, galantamine are preferred in Alzheimer's disease. Rivastigmine is used in treatment of dementia in Alzheimer's as well as in Parkinson's disease. Reversible anticholinergics. The drugs are organophosphates and carbamates. Organophosphates, which are malathion, parathion, ecothiopate, nerve gases. Carbamates are carbyl, propoxur, and ecothiopate, which is used in glaucoma. So these all are irreversible anticholinesterase. This inhibit the enzyme irreversibly. Next is anticholinesterase poisoning. So what is symptoms of anticholinesterase poisoning? They are pinpoint pupil, salivation, lacrimation, sweating, bronchoconstriction, diarrhea, urination, bradycardia, hypotension, and coma. These are the symptoms of anticholinesterase poisoning. Blood pressure, heart rate may increase rarely due to stimulation of nicotinic receptors. So atropine is the antidote of choice for both organophosphates and carbamates poisoning. So atropine is used as antidote in anticholinesterase poisoning. Other drugs like enzyme reactivators, which activate the acetylcholinesterases, like oximes, that is pralidoxime. For example, pralidoxime, obidoxime, and diacetyl monooxime can be used to regenerate acetylcholinesterases in organophosphate poisoning. So in organophosphates, for example, these organophosphates, malathion, parathion, ecothiopate. So if these drugs cause poisoning, the oximes are used as antidote. But pralidoxime or these oximes are contraindicated in carbamate poisoning. So why this carbamate in carbamate poisoning, the enzyme reactivators like pralidoxime is contraindicated? And the principal indication of oximes are muscle weakness and respiratory depression. The site on which oximes bind and reactivate the enzyme, that is anionic site, and it is occupied by carbamates. So whereas it is free in organophosphate poisoning. Therefore, enzyme reactivators are contraindicated in carbamate poisoning. Organophosphate binds to steric site only, whereas carbamates bind to both steric as well as ionic sites. Further, oximes themselves possess weak anticholinesterase inhibitory action. Due to these two reasons, oximes should not be given in carbamate poisoning, because the site of binding is same. So in this figure we can see acetylcholinesterase is an enzyme which breaks down the ACH into acetic acid and choline. So this is steric site and anionic site. This is anionic site where the oximes bind, and carbamates also binds to the anionic site. Therefore, in carbamate poisoning, oximes are contraindicated. Next is uses of cholinergic drugs. muscarinic uses and nicotinic uses. So in glaucoma, pilocarpine, physostigmine, ecothiopate are used. In Alzheimer's, tacrine, donepezil, rivastigmine is galantamine is used. Belladonna poisoning, physostigmine is used. Sjogren syndrome, pilocarpine, civimeline is used. Diagnosis of bronchial hyperreactivity, methacholine. Post-operative paralytic illness, bethanicol, neostigmine. Urinary retention, bethanicol and neostigmine is used. Next is uses of myasthenia gravis, nicotinic uses. Myasthenia gravis idrophonium is used for diagnosis and for treatment. Neostigmine, pyridostigmine is used. In cobra bite, neostigmine, pyridostigmine is used. Reversal of muscle relaxants, neostigmine and pyridostigmine. So these are uses of all the cholinergic drugs. Thanks for watching.